This is Judge Joe Brown, and you're watching We All Be News TV, the
News-free Dixie.
News-free Dixie for the 21st century.
And through that, let them know that they don't want to go back and experience the 50s and the 40s again.
See, this is my problem.
Yeah.
Like with us, I don't mean to cut you out, but like the millennials and stuff like that. Like millennials got talent, ability, they got potential, but they lack knowledge of self. A lot of them.
Yeah.
And it's like when I was in Ferguson on the ground, documenting Ferguson and talking with people and stuff. They had no idea of what happened 50 or 60 years before. Like they got some of the stuff right and they get some of the stuff wrong, and we're going in circles.
Indeed.
So let me tell you, speak to us about what we need to know.
I did a few workshops, civic engagement workshops, and I just take one county, Jeff Davis County, Mississippi. The students at those high schools knew nothing. They didn't know anything about anything or anybody except Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks.
And then really like the real versions.
The teachers, their instructors, only knew things about Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks.
Wow. Not even Medgar Evers.
Right.
But Richie told me they ain't know about Medgar Evers.
You don't know who Medgar Evers was about. You know, and you look at that, I was so shocked when I found that out. I was so shocked. And I did it I did those workshops with co-author later on the back of that book. And she talks about how she think I felt when I found that out. She'll talk about it now sometime.
I'm gonna read it. You got your thoughts in this book, right?
Yeah.
So, okay.
Yeah. And so it's just a shame. Our black now this is, I'm talking about Mississippi, Jeff Davis County, Mississippi.
Right.
Okay.
But they know about Mr. Davis though, of course.
Yeah.
And they've been before, probably.
Yeah. And, so you know, it's just it's sickening. You know, we don't teach it in the schools that much. I think Macomb has a civil rights program there, but in that school district, I'm sorry, in that school district. But very little is taught in the school. Kids don't know where they come from, and they barely know where they're going. And I have the same thing in the white community.
Right.
Okay. I did a workshop 3 weeks ago, February 19th. And it was a bunch of white high school students. Just as bad. They don't know anything about civil rights either. You know? Don't realize what white privilege is. You know?
You got a benefit every day.
Every day. Every day.
Guys, I was thinking today, yesterday, I'm gonna cut you off. I want you to get your thoughts on this.
Yeah.
David Rockefeller died.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Billionaires, great Rockefeller dynasty. Died at 101 years old after maybe 8, 9, 10 heart transplants. Chuck Berry, one of the gods of rock and roll, died at 90.
Yeah.
Great rock and roll Hall of Fame, all this stuff. Could David Rockefeller survive in Chuck Berry's shoes? And could Chuck Berry thrive in David Rockefeller's shoes?
I don't know what you mean by that.
Like if David Rockefeller was born as a black dude in the Midwest, from a black neighborhood.
Oh no, he could.
But if Chuck Berry had access to the resources of David Rockefeller, what would Chuck Berry would have done?
Well,
that's what I'm saying. That's who we are.
Yeah.
That's who we are. We the people. We don't need them. They needed us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We think about who those hearts came from.
Right. I was thinking about the movie Get Out. Maybe he saw the movie Get Out.
Yeah.
Some boy had died, get transplanted.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. He about to did that.
Yeah.
So that the wickedness of this system, though, that a person you can't get $1 billion claim.
No.
Ain't no way you can tell me you get $1 billion claim. I look at I went to Walmart. I ain't going to Walmart. I mean, I try to avoid it as much as possible because how can you justify people working 40 hours a week and still need an EBT card?
Yeah.
You working 40 hours a week, and then the Walton family like feudal lords.
Yeah.
They feudal lords. You know what I'm saying? Like they billions and billions of dollars individually.
Yeah.
How is that okay that you got people that control like you got 3 billion people living off $1.50 a day,
Yeah.
and majority of the people in the world are impoverished? How is that a just and a righteous system? Please explain to me. You suppressing wages. How is that right?
Because they know they can get away with it, for one thing.
Why though? Because the minimum wage is supposed to be almost $30 an hour, not 15.
Yeah.
And they make you fight for 15 when it should be 30. I mean, I'm gonna let you feel. I'm shut up. I mean, like, this is the right thing.
You got a bunch of white folks out there that
slavery.
It is slavery.
you got a bunch of them. What, 60 million people voted for Trump or something? I don't know. A lot of them voted for Trump.
It was like a coalition of a lot of white women. Well, I'm confused. Voted for Trump.
The majority of those don't know the rules, regulation, and philosophy of the Republican Party. They don't even know what it is. What the Republican
But Donald Trump
Party
ain't really a Republican, is he?
No, he's not.
He's like some type of hybrid or something.
He's not. He's running under Alabama.
Yeah.
And I'm saying they don't even know what they voted for. All they know is, Trump said he's gonna make everything better. What?
Right.
And how?
Right.
He never told you what. How dumb can you be? He didn't tell you what. He didn't tell you how. Didn't tell you when. And you still sit up there and vote for him. Why is that? Why? I'm trying to bring that. Why is that?
Well, do you think Obama? I actually do think this. Though Obama would have won a 3rd term. It would have been a good thing. What you thought about Obama's legacy? I mean, you were elder. You was in the movement. Was this what y'all fought for? A person of color being in the White House?
We fought. Yeah, we knew that would eventually. We knew what we were doing was going to lead to a black family living in the White House.
But was it worth it? Like,
Yeah.
was it disappointing? Was it disappointing?
Yeah,
It was worth it.
No, disappointed.
You was disappointed by Obama?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Please tell me more elder. Every time I pay about Obamacare, I get bad. Every time. I got to pay almost $500 a month, I get bad. Go ahead.
First of all, though, I was happy that he was able to get the Obamacare, act passed and
So
forth.
affordable health care.
Yeah, more people got insurance.
Right.
So I'm happy about that. But he's circumspect. He's suspected for me in the sense he never took the black plight seriously. And he never focused in on the uplifting of blacks. I'm not saying you got to go out there and say, I'm working for black folks. Now I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, and I also realized he was the president for all the people, and black and white, of the country. But by the same token, supposedly he was black.
Supposedly.
Yeah. He never went through the stuff I went through.
Right.
His parents didn't go through things my parents went through.
That's
so
right.
how can he feel what I feel? How can he feel what's best for me? And how can you expect him to do things to further your improvement? Okay. And so I think we expected too much from him.
But did we expect him? We didn't demand much from him.
Oh, we didn't demand. But
No, I'm saying
before demanding, you got to expect it, and we didn't expect it.
But we did support him like overwhelmingly. Not like I hate the argument about it was the coalition people. If he didn't have that almost 100% black support, he would not have been president. Period. Because it's something when we come together. Because this system is based on divide and conquer. But they know the value when black folks. I always tell people that the Holy Trinity is the black man, woman, and child.
Okay.
Every time when black man, women, and child came together, whether it been in Montgomery or Mississippi, paradigms were shifted. Things were elevated, and everybody benefits. Like you even look at the Black Panther 10-point platform. If you just apply that to us, because we the universal people, it everybody's benefited. Like, look at all the illegal immigrants and the women that have benefited from y'all movement. They took their blueprint, the gay rights, and they got what they wanted using black people's blueprint for liberation.
I'm glad he said that about the man, woman, and child, because I always said it about the young people.
Right.
The same thing. I'll take that
That's
further. I'll take that further and learn more about that. But I always said that about the young people. If you, as a organizer, a veteran of the movement, or whatever you might be, can convince young people of today, okay, like we were able to convince them in 1960,
right.
Okay, to come out and do things to improve their situation and the situation of their country and the world. We could do great things. You got smart young people out there today.
Yeah, you do.
They're very smart. Very smart. They know nothing about civic rights, civic engagement, civic nothing.
They don't even teach that in schools no more, which is by design. You know?
Right.
Right.
They don't know what the Constitution says. They don't know anything. You know, and that's our fault. That's our fault. And we are letting the white folks get away with it too, and we shouldn't be doing it.
Let me ask you this. I didn't look deep into the story, but I heard about the descendants of Dred Scott and descendants of his slave owners got together and they apologized to Dred Scott's descendants. They hugged and kissed for the camera. I'm like, this is kind of strange. I mean, where's the reparations at? You know what I'm saying? Dred Scott is buried right outside of Ferguson in St. Louis. He's buried right outside there in Ferguson. And I always tell people, whatever Roger Taney said in his opinion about black people, about Dred Scott, it still applies to black Americans. We have no rights or whatever that the white man is bound to respect. And he has not respected our rights. They're not bound by it. Then they passed that with the Casual Killing Act of 1699, where slave owners, especially white women, were allowed to beat their slaves to death if they messed up. And it still applies to black folks today with the extrajudicial killings by police. So I don't understand what changed. We still not free. We're more Dred Scott than we are citizens. We're Americans, but we're not citizens. Not to me. Because our civil rights are never respected. We were not meant to be in the Constitution. We 3/5, right? Well, we're not even human beings, supposedly. I'm just saying this, rhetoric.
Well, we got to change that, though.
But how do you change it?
You change it by doing what you're doing. People like me, at my age, no.
You still got the fire, though. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, well.
I mean, sometimes the body might not be willing, but the mind and the spirit is there.
Body ain't willing too much. See, I need the operation on my feet right now.
Okay, you a foot soldier. Okay, freedom rider, also foot soldier.
We got to, there are a lot of things we got to do. We got to get out there and just talk to many people as we possibly can. We got to teach our young people. Okay, a lot of things in the home. We got to start with the I call them the babies. Got to call it a baby. When I do my presentation, I got a picture that I put on. It's not a picture, a PowerPoint presentation. And my great granddaughter on there. She's 17 months old now, with her white friend, which is about 18 months at the time. And I got a big caption on that thing on the wall, and it said, "We are not bigots." Okay, so they're not bigots. They don't know nothing about prejudice and all that crap and stuff. They love each other. They learn it. They learn it mostly from the home and from people they know and people that influence their lives. Okay, so it's got to start from the home. You got to tell your kids the truth, and you got to tell the truth. You got to mean the truth when you tell it to them.
That's right.
Okay, mainly because they know when you're not telling the truth. One thing, they know you're lying. The other thing is, if you don't tell them the truth, they go out and pick it up somewhere. Okay, these
sometimes
ideas.
the hard way.
society is going to teach them how to be a bigot. They're going to teach them how to be prejudiced. Society is going to do it. Okay? And so you got to, as a parent, you got to counteract that. You got to counteract that somewhere, you know? And you got to let them know that there are different cultures in the world. Okay? And just because they don't do it like we do it, don't mean that they are bad.
Right.
Okay? They just different. They just different. And you got to understand and respect that difference. Okay? That's what you got to teach them. Okay? Now, in the school system, like you said, somebody mentioned we don't teach civic in the school system anymore. And you know, that's how your government is run. That's how you learn how to run your government, operate your government. That's not important anymore. You know, or is it just the rich folks doing it? See, this is, and so in terms of, I tell my kids all the time, you got to learn everything that you can possibly learn. Whatever, you got to learn it. You just got to learn it. And you got to hold people accountable. Politicians, you got to hold them accountable. Now, and I'm telling them now that you have to learn the operational process of the Electoral College. Okay? That's who elects the president, the Electoral College. Okay?
So voting don't mean, I mean, like voting for American Idol, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So actually, as an elder who's you know involved in that fight, does your vote really count?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, your vote counts tremendously, and you got to get out there and vote.
But
I'll tell you how. Tell you what, because I'm gonna tell you something else about that. The midterm election, almost more important than the general election, because these are individuals that control your everyday daily lives, and these are the guys that are friends with people who are put on the Electoral College board. Okay, they pick them. Okay, and they're there because you voted for them. Okay, the ones that picked them. You see what I mean? It's an indirect process.
It is, but what I actually just say, like, I think like a lot of people really are low information voters. Like, it's just so many distractions out here. Like, you know, you don't know where to go to. You just, I don't know. It's all women for me. You know what I'm saying? Like back then, y'all were forced to get out there and connect with the community. Now we got all this connectivity, but we're so disconnected from each other.
Well, you got to stop. You got to stop voting for somebody because their name is Williams.
Right.
Okay. And you got to do your homework.
Even the age of information, know people with low information. You got to
know who you're voting for. Know who you're voting for.
But like, okay, you look at the Bill Clinton like this. Oh, you seen the documentary 13th? The 13th documentary. Ava, the lady did Selma. She did a documentary about private prisons and the 13th Amendment. Okay. How it didn't really abolish slavery because it allowed for punishment. You know, as a form, you know, of slavery to exist. So we got the private prison industry.
Of course.
And you look at, you know, the Clinton legacy, Bill Clinton and Hillary, how they played a part with the 94 crime bill and the things they done. And, you know, Bill Clinton said he didn't understand because he was doing what the black Congress people told him to do. Like they wanted them to come into the, I mean, like, you know, there's a lot of stuff going on. But at the same time, you are disenfranchising black folks even more. You know, you got, the irony of the whole thing with Clinton is she probably could have won if she didn't put so many black folks in jail. The black folks have been eligible to vote. You know what I'm saying? They all in prison. Black families even. But I'm saying it's the weirdness of the whole thing, like with white people. When we talk about racism. Now this is why white folks good at flipping realities and definition. Every white person in this system is racist to me. And I ain't say white supremacist. I said racist because they have benefited from the exploitation of black people and people of color for their advantage. It was not earned, but it was exploited by the system. So they share in the benefits. Like you can be a good white person and still be a racist until you revoke, you know, give up your privilege. Like a John Brown, you still a racist because you support a system. But then we got to realize that black folks, we allow this system to exist. We pay all types of different taxes into a system that exploits us and demeans us. So we got to have some accountability on that as well. You know, we got the power. We allowed them to do this stuff to us.
Yes, we did. And why did we do that?
And we still do, though. Because I had a cousin in prison. We paying for everything. He in a private prison. We paying for his food and shoes and stuff like that. They punish the family.
Well, that's a joke. Young people don't understand that. In Illinois, at one time, the number of prisons based on the birth of black young males. At one time, well, the private prison is for us, okay? Why is it when you go into prison, it looks dark like me? You know, why so many black folks in there?
Right.
Why so many black folks in there? And private prison means profit for somebody. If they don't put you in, they don't make a profit. So their main goal of somebody out there is to get these black kids in the prison.
Right.
You see? And I don't think our young people, they don't understand that. They program from birth to death almost, you know. And it's horrifying. It's horrifying.
When you say that, and we see we're in the age of information.
Yeah.
We're in the age of information, but people are not aware. They still they've been programmed to be low information and low fruit picking people. The lowest fruit on the tree, lack of intellectual curiosity. Been deadened, like especially in black people. Like I remember reading a story about Thomas Edison, the inventor, and one day his mom had a meeting with the principal at the school he went to, and basically the principal called her son retarded because he asked too many questions in class. She immediately pulled him out of the school because she's a librarian. So he grew up just reading books at the library. That's like, you know, some of the greatest minds were self-educated people. People that had desire to learn, like the Frederick Douglasses. You know, he had desire to learn how to read. You can't put that in somebody. Like even Nat Turner, he had the desire to learn. And we all held that at an early age. But when I meet like some black kids in high school, they're like walking zombies. They spiritually dead because they've been deadened by a system that demeans and dehumanizes them. But they've been told by people they trust. The same folks that told you that Santa Claus is real are the same folks that tell you to respect people that don't respect you.
Yeah.
The people that you trust, your parents, you know, your relatives, you know, dear friends. So what I'm saying is, it's like what Brother Malcolm said, only a fool will let their enemy be the primary educator of their children.
Okay.
So we are a lot of us are educated fools, you know what I'm saying? But educated in what? Indoctrinated or educated? So why don't we know? Why we don't know what happened 60 years before?
Yeah.
Why we don't know about the things we need to do? Why can't we not learn from the mistakes of the past and also amplify what was done correctly for future purposes?
I understand what you're saying, but by the same token, to change the situation, no one thing is going to change the situation.
Right.
First of all, we got to deal with education. We got to try to fight for what I fight for all the time is trying to make education a constitutional right for all our students.
Yes, sir.
We got to have jobs. We got to deal with the jobs. When you get to the point where you got 30 to 50%, okay, unemployment in the black community, what do you expect? What do you expect?
Try to survive.
What do you expect?
Right.
You know, and housing. We got to give people affordable housing, somewhere to stay. All these things combined together, okay, would do great things if we can try and reduce the drugs coming into our community.
But who putting all the drugs and guns? Who really controlling it? Right. Why we always say black on black crime? Who killing folks in China?
Yeah.
Who killing folks in Italy? Who killing people in Korea?
Right.
In South Korea? You kill where you live, you rob people you know.
Yeah.
You know, like the mob. The mafia, they mess with the immigrants, you know, the Italians that came over here.
You used to teach science for an academy.
Right.
Kids that were dropped out, kicked out, put out of high school because of the attitude, gang members and all that kind of stuff. They used to have fun. They used to tease me all the time. So I tell them, I said, why you robbing your brother? Go on the north side over there.
Right. But they know better. In the program, they don't get me over there, right? They don't care about black life.
Absolutely.
They don't care about black folks.
That's right. And they're being programmed that way.
Programming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's
like, I can imagine being you, though. I can't imagine, like, you as a young man, like, I was just thinking before I talked to you, I said, oh, I don't know how many black folks we lost. You see the movie Fences, right? Have you seen the movie Fences? The Denzel Washington movie about
yes. I saw Fences.
Yeah, we said the line about in the beginning about Josh Gibson, Donald walking down the street with no shoes.
Yeah.
People don't understand that Josh Gibson died at 35 years old, broken heart. They put that man in a mental institution dealing with white supremacy. He knew he was great.
Yeah.
How you gonna deny me when you know I'm great? You won't give me a chance. It's like, when I read stories about Babe Ruth, they asked him who was the greatest baseball player of all time. He said me, black, white. He said, no, the dude said the greatest. He said it was a black man named John Henry Pop Lloyd, who they called the Black Honus Wagner. And when they told Honus Wagner that, who has the most expensive baseball card in history, was worth about over $1 million, he said it was an honor to be compared to John Henry Pop Lloyd. Yeah. And then Joe DiMaggio was asked who was the greatest pitcher you ever faced. He said it was Satchel Paige.
Yeah.
Wasn't Babe Ruth a passer too?
Yeah, they say he's from Baltimore. He probably was passer. You look at Babe Ruth, man, because Ty Cobb called him Nicholas. You know what I'm saying? He look black. He look like a black dude. Because Babe Ruth look black. You know, he just like, they said that he was probably passer. You know what I'm saying? He's from Baltimore. Whatever. He's an orphan, so it's an interesting story. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, they know who we are. It's like, if you look at the country, the king of country music, Hank Williams singing. His master teacher was a black man named Rufus Payne, who was hired by his mom to teach him how to play guitar and sing. And Hank Williams singing acknowledged it was this black man that taught him how to sing and play the guitar. And I think Rufus Payne died in 1939, but what happened decades later, the Grand Ole Opry and Hank Williams Jr. Donated a huge monument in the cemetery where he's buried outside of Montgomery. You look at George Gershwin, his master teacher was a guy named Lucky Roberts, the Harlem Stride piano player from Philadelphia, who was a multi-millionaire 2 times over because of real estate dealings in New York. And you think about, I go on and on, like George Washington Carver. He was a mentor to Henry Wallace, the former vice president of the United States, who was removed. Then 82 days later, FDR died. But when he was growing up in Iowa, George Washington Carver could not stay on campus at Iowa State University because he was black. Yeah. They castrated George Washington Carver because he grew up with some white folks. They were afraid he might mess with their daughter. Yeah. So he had this high-pitched voice. You can hear it online. But he used to take Henry Wallace around with him when he was living with the family on nature walks. Oh, yeah. And this inspired Henry Wallace to get into a career studying about nature, biology, and how to improve growing food. Okay. And so he started a corporation based on inspiration from George Washington Carver back in the 20s with his wife Inheritance. And that company was sold to DuPont back in 1999 for like $10 billion. Okay. Inspired by George Washington Carver. Now, this is who we are. Benjamin Banneker, this is who we are. Yeah, we forgot we knew that we knew.
Yeah. And I see people, I'm inspired by kind of a little different arena. I'm inspired by Medgar Evers in 1954 trying to get into Ole Miss and being denied because he was black. Clyde Kennard tried to get in. I believe you brought him up. Hattiesburg down there, Southern, thrown into prison. Okay.
Oh, the chicken feed stuff.
The chicken feed stuff. And contacted cancer and died a few days. Yeah, a few months later. He had the I forget his name, but history professor at Oracle College tried to get in Ole Miss. They put him in mental institution. Wow. Okay, put him in the mental institution because he had to be crazy because he wanted to get into a white school. And it wasn't because we were just doing something. We was trying to get into, in those guys' cases, the best educational institution in the state at that time. When we came to Jackson, Mississippi, I tried to get into Millsaps College there. It wouldn't let me in there. Wouldn't let my classmate in there because he was white and was a student at Tougaloo College. So, they do everything possible to keep your people from rising up in any arena, wherever it is. They try to do it. Even I used to ask them the question when they got to heaven, you know, where are the black folks going to be sitting? You know. But
You didn't think that far. Wait a minute, that would be. So we always the problem. It's no problem with us. We just do what any human being want to do. You want to better yourself, but they always have the issue with us bettering ourselves or being around. That's crazy. That is insanity.
Yeah, but we only had what 300 years, something like that.
Right.
You know, look where we came from in 300 years. What about these people that's, you know, having the same? You look at the Jews; they go back way back there. You know, in 300 years with the Jewish people, they were in the same situation we are in now.
A lot of people say that we are the Jew people. We are the Jewish.
Maybe.
Those are some fakers. I'm gonna be real about it. That's why we able to do what we do within 300 years time. Because we was able to do it back then.
Yeah.
And we can do it now. That's why they still can't figure it out because you know, like you don't think about it, for example, like you know, you ever met? I know you knew Dr. T.R. Howard, right?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
You heard of him? Okay.
Oh yeah, I know.
You met
T.R.
You actually met him before?
Yeah. No.
Okay, but
I didn't meet him. I know about it.
Yeah, but
Mount Bio.
Mount Bio. They say he was the wealthiest black man at one point in Mississippi, but he's performed abortions for white people behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And the thing about when it was illegal to do, and the thing about it is they created eugenics and Planned Parenthood to get rid of black people.
Yeah.
But now they fighting to protect white folks from getting aborted because they're dying now fast and they can reproduce. Meanwhile, you might shoot one of us by police, but we got like 13 kids by 12 different women. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we keep on multiplying. We don't die, we multiply. So we're not going to leave. I know people say, well, black folks get eliminated. No, we keep on reproducing. And now what they're going to end up doing, they're going to redefine what white is. They're going to say, well, that's why they put on all this interracial swirling and stuff. Because they're going to redefine what white is. Because white folks are good at redefining and redistricting. Like, you know, redistrict a district like they were doing in Georgia against Cynthia McKinney. They always good at when you win in the game, they'll change the rules while you winning. While you win, right? You win the game, they're gonna change the rule in the middle of the game. That's what they do. So you can never fight fair. And I think what's wrong with us, it's like what Dr. King said, we integrated into a burning house. We lost our moral compass. As a people, we used to have the moral authority in this country because the way they did this and how we responded. But with this integration piece, it's not even integration, it's more assimilation. You don't lose your identity. The purpose of integration to me was I keep my identity intact. I know who I am. Let's compete on a fair playing field. It's not for me, in order for me to get with you, I gotta lose who the hell I am. And cut off my roots. And die on blood or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what happened. We gotta confuse what integration and assimilation is.
I agree. And here again, we going in all different directions here.
Right.
Redistricting, you mentioned that. Our people don't know anything about redistricting.
Right. They have to all the time. They have to for a long time, right?
You know, and as part of your information process, I encourage you to encourage us,
right?
Okay, to get out there and learn what redistricting is and what it means and the process. We're not even involved too much in the process.
Exactly.
You know, and when you're winning, what they do? Like you said, they change the rules.
Right.
They change the rules.
Yeah.
You know? And that's something you got to worry about too. Redistricting process. You need to learn all you can about redistricting. Okay.
And what actually, I hold you up. I know it's almost lunchtime. It is lunchtime, actually. But I want to ask you about Kwame Ture. I'm going to call him Kwame Ture. Some people know him as Stokely Carmichael. You ever had any run-ins with him?
With Stokely?
I know they call him, like, Margaret Bly said he was Star Michael. You know, he charismatic. You know, what's your thoughts about him? You think he was he went to jail a lot of times. You talking about some trauma. He been through a lot of trauma.
Oh yeah. Sure.
And for him to be able to stay true to the end, he was like he stayed true to the end. He never doubted. I remember I talked to Sister Coley Clark, I believe her name, up in Harlem. I was interviewing her a couple summers ago. She said, 500 years from now, Ron, the most important person for our movement gonna be Stokely Carmichael. They're gonna remember him 500 years from now.
Right, they probably. Yeah. Probably will. Of course, he is best known for his Black Power philosophy, and later, I believe, the Panthers. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Promise information.
I had problems with Black Power movement at the time. I first, you read history books, you're gonna read that Stokely Carmichael and Willie Ricks.
Yeah, well, Picasso died now.
Yeah. I start speaking about that in the Delta.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years before that, I went to a student government conference in Philadelphia, and in fact, I rode up there with two white guys from Tulane University.
No, Philadelphia, Mississippi, or Pennsylvania?
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And I rode mostly in the back seat.
Okay.
On the seat through Mississippi, Alabama, and Georgia.
I hear what you said. Wow.
Okay, but at that meeting, Black Power was brought up at that meeting. This was before Stokely and Willie in Greenwood.
Mm-hmm.
Now it might have been by them at this conference. I won't say that it wasn't.
All right.
Okay, but that's what I heard, and I kind of backed away from the Black Power philosophy simply because I felt that we did not, as black people, have the resources to do what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have those resources.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you're going to uplift Black Power to improve black folks' plot and all that. You got to have resources to do it. And who has the resources?
Mm-hmm.
Who has the resources? White folks.
Mm-hmm.
And you're going to kick out and deny all white folks? Blanket, we did like you did with SNCC.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. You just can't do it and stay viable. You can't do it. And that was why I didn't fall in line to really support Black Power movement at the time. Yeah.
I know that Black Power thing actually destroyed SNCC, right? That was the reason why SNCC was destroyed or undermined when they kicked out the white people.
Yeah.
I know I'm reading a book, autobiography of James Foreman, and he talking about how it was a secret meeting called in New York. I mean, it was known by certain people.
Yeah.
Like I guess like these, like a Ford Foundation, somebody was voting on who's going to fund, what civil rights organization were they going to fund, and it came down to a vote between CORE and SNCC, and they chose to keep on funding CORE, from my understanding, and cut off funding to SNCC because of the reason of, I guess, getting out the white activists.
Yeah. John Lewis was the chairman at that time. Okay. And they voted him out. I don't know if you can get him to talk about, the reasoning behind why. Well, there are some things out there on Google about the meeting that they had, that meeting when they got rid of him because of, and start promoting Black Power. But if you could get an interview in him about that would be great.
Okay, definitely. It's some white folks still kind of bother about getting exposed, or expelled, or whatever, kicked out of SNCC. Is that true? And some white folks still got hard feelings about that.
Oh, sure.
Do they understand that why black folks might have felt it was a necessity to do so?
No.
See, what I'm saying? That's their privilege, though. You know what I'm saying? Like they have the privilege. It's like if you white, you want to join Marcus Garvey's UNIA. Okay, you making a real deal. Marcus Garvey, you know what I'm saying? Like this UNIA, you know what we're doing here, right? But yeah, I want to be a part of it. Why just can't be? My problem with white people a lot of times is that they want to be the leader of everything. They want to lead everything. Sometimes they don't want to play like, let me, kind of play on the sideline. Let me find another way to support. They want to be the lead. Everybody struggle.
Well, that's the problem they had with Freedom Summer.
Okay.
64.
Talk about that.
He brought all the whites in, college students, university students.
Y'all been doing this for years, though, right? Man, y'all been organized for years.
Right.
Well, go ahead.
You got all these black folks in Mississippi, Alabama, or wherever, who had been organizing and fighting out there and protesting and trying to teach their youngsters and all that kind of stuff for years and years. And here you gonna come in and you know what's best for me.
Right. So it was like a slap in the face?
Yes.
It was. Y'all sure? Were y'all honest with the white students back then? Those almost 50 plus years ago.
We tried to be. We tried to be as civil as possible because we knew that they were serving a purpose. They were serving a purpose. Trying to get these people out there to register and vote. We couldn't do it in masses like that.
I would say it brought a lot of media attention. That brought down national media attention too.
Yes.
So that was very important too. I know you said
At that time,
yes.
Yes, the media, yes indeed. You know, but I don't know, it's a complicated situation. But I'm glad, I'm glad they came.
Right.
You know, I have I met a lot of friends, I made a lot of friends, still have a lot of them today.
Y'all come back once a month, once a year sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes we get together and especially the black one, especially the Tuglu one, we still do it. 5 or 6 of us during the meeting. Sometimes get together and just say, why did we do this? Why did we do that? We don't know. We're just crazy. That's what they say. We lost our mind.
That's a good thing. How to create a balance. You know, you said that. I was thinking about sometimes I don't know, a CBS or NBC documentary. That's what I love about the internet. It was from that era when the 3 civil rights workers went missing.
Yeah.
They did a special on Swerve, Cheney, and Goodman, and they interviewed James Cheney, mom, and some other white and black folks. I mean, they interviewed folks that worked at Oxford, Ohio, trained them for freedom. Something. It was fascinating to see that going on, and I think James Cheney, mom, and some other people said, you know what? If it wasn't when 2 white boys went missing, they wouldn't care about James. No. They were honest about it. They wouldn't care. Black folks go missing all the time. And nobody ever hear from them again. But because these 2 white boys, even they understood that black lives meant nothing in this system.
They did.
Yeah. And the white folks that volunteered understood that it was important to a certain degree.
I talked to Ms. Goodman several times. She mentioned that.
And they gotta understand that they have privilege so much from a system that
she knew it.
Yeah.
She knew it.
I mean, it was a sacrifice that had to be made. It was like, you had to pay, you gotta pay.
Yeah.
You gotta pay it up. You gotta pay up. But why ask you this, and I'm gonna let you go, I want to think it'll be a 2-part series, actually. We got so much information, I'm sure people
I know, that's the problem. We got so many things with
But it needs to be out there while I do what I do, because your work should outlive you. And you should have a living legacy. I don't believe like this museum crap. Like, the Civil Rights Museum, my problem with the Civil Rights Museum, it should be an institute where you train people to be leaders and organizers. When you got people engaged, not a place where you worship dead things. Right. You know what I'm saying? You need something that's going to be organic and really revive and sustain and help people grow. But I want to ask you about...
what's the purpose of the leader?
Tell us.
I was an organizer in the community. What are you supposed to be doing? You're supposed to be lifting up more and training more leaders, right?
Exactly, what you should do.
Yeah. Well, all the leaders that Obama trained in.
I'm glad you punching, man. Oh, thank God. It's like, I get angry, sir. I'm sorry. Let me be honest. I get angry. I don't want to hear his Jimmy Carter BS. I don't want to hear him talk about what he could have done. You should have did it 8 years. If you're afraid to lose your life, what Dr. King said, a man ain't want to die for anything he ain't fit to live. Right. You should have ran for president. Because Kennedy put his life on the line. He wanted to break up the intelligence agencies. Look what they did to him. You know what I'm saying? Why want it if you afraid to die for it? Why want it? And let somebody else do it. But I'm saying it just bothered me because even with the health insurance thing, he should have kicked out the insurance company. Should have made it single payer. Because these premiums are ridiculous. I talked to a healthcare professional. I was at Hobby Lobby getting some sketchbooks on my artists. And I talked to this healthcare professional from Mississippi, from Corinth. The white guy. He's an insurance exec, whatever. And he was talking about how he went to a meeting down in Atlanta for a medical conference. And somebody asked 400 medical professionals of all different levels of areas and medical expertise, who is the most important person at your practice? 400 medical professionals. Only 4 said the patient. It was all about money, about the pharmaceuticals, all about this and the but the patients, only 4 out of 400 says about the patient. Well, why do you think we don't trust doctors now as black people? What y'all doing at Johns Hopkins? Y'all did it to Henry Relax and gave us Dr. Ben Carson. What y'all doing over there? What y'all doing at Tuskegee? Why at CDC, like Robert Kennedy Jr., the son of Robert Kennedy, exposed the CDC, the Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta, giving vaccinations and making black boys autistic. Mercury. So why are we trusting the folks that's doing this to us? What the hell wrong with we insane?
We don't know.
Right.
We don't know.
But there's all the information out there though. Like how do you look for it? Like how did Malcolm, Malcolm was able to debate some of the top minds in the world. He didn't have no law degree. All he did was he used to go to Brother Bashaw's People Bookstore up in Harlem, and Brother Bashaw would lock him in that store overnight. He'd read all this stuff. Imagine if he had the internet. Imagine he had social media. What Malcolm be doing with it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, that's what we are.
Yeah.
We the people that they give us pig, we turn to cuisine. You know, they give us old instruments, we make jazz. They take our music education, we make hip hop. That's what we alchemists.
Right.
We the manifestors of the humanity. So what's wrong with us when we don't realize that Obama did us no favors? It's not about being black, it's about having a heart, man. You know, you go into Morehouse and chastising young black graduates. Pull your pants up, bootstraps. They graduated from Morehouse. Then you go into the juvenile court or whatever, and even then, you throwing our kids to the wolves. Because white folks create like intervention programs. They don't send their kids to juvenile. We got this program through our church where we take them out to the backwoods and learn how to fish and meditate and do yoga. Okay, black kid. Well, your honor, you do whatever you want to do with him. I don't care. They making money off your kids. I talked to a Memphis police officer that used to work the school system. He told me every time they bring a kid to juvenile court, they get a bonus. That's that slave catching. I'm sure. You got me all. I'm sorry. Okay,
every time you throw them in those.
I tell you, it made me angry. I'm sorry. As I get older, I have no patience for this stuff, man. It is tiresome, man. Cause we doing the same stuff. I don't want to be here 50 years from now telling somebody the same stuff. Like we tell them, I don't want to do that.
Well, I think the main thing, as far as the information providing process, is to be yourself. You got whoever you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just want to be
you gotta be yourself, and information will come to you. It will come to you, and when it comes to you, you got to put it out there.
Sometimes the lonely existence, like you know.
Oh yeah.
They'll be on that. Even women. I mean, this is about though. I ain't really started. This is another story, but it's hard, brother. It's hard, but you found somebody to give me hope. So let me ask you about. I close. I want to thank you once again. I want to ask you about Sister Margaret Block and Sam Block, and what's your thoughts about them?
Beautiful people. Beautiful people. Margaret, great lady. She did a lot of good things for us out there. She did a lot of organizing.
Yeah, she was organized.
Yeah, she was organized. So was Sam. Organizer. I never got to meet Sam Block. I know Margaret. I know Margaret Block. And I had nothing but the greatest respect for her. Yeah. We all miss Margaret Block, I can tell you that.
Definitely. Yeah. Her spirit still lives. I remember Margaret tell me when she came down to Mississippi, Ron, we got to get out of Tallahatchie County. I ain't messing around. It's sundown. I'm getting out of here. I'll leave you. You know, like, she talk about the story how Brother Kegler snuck her out of Tallahatchie County in a funeral hearse. Because they had a hit on her life. You know, there's like all these crazy stories, but like I said, black history is better than Hollywood fiction. Your story should be a movie. Like the little bit you told about even your father. And his relationship with the white man could be a movie. Like, this is who we are. We got these fascinating stories. We don't need reality TV. We live this reality. We have lived this reality. So you got any closing thoughts or words, sir, before we go?
No, I'm just so happy and honored that you gave me an opportunity to provide an interview for you, and as I said, I'm going to keep going as long as the old physical body allows me to do so.
Now you got David Rockefeller money, you could give out 8 more hearts. You know? Keep your lives 100 something.
Yeah. Right. And most of all, thank you very much for that. Thank you.
It was an honor to pay it forward, sir, because I want to thank you for being a veteran, a decorated veteran in my mind of America's longest serving war. And I want to encourage you to keep on producing and pushing. In the words of Greg DeVilton, we love you badly.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And we got a website, or how we got that?
Yes, we have a website, footsoldiersjourney.com. Foot Soldiers, go there. Please go there. And while you're there, we got a couple of items that you can
like this book
pick up there too. Included in the book.
Excellent. This is excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. Appreciate it.